a recent study came out that indicated that, and we know this, that employee benefit costs are still a number one concern, while it's diminished a little bit, but it's still a major concern of companies. And how do you deal with that again with the 4 generations of workforce and the fact that individuals, seasoned individuals, I want to make sure I use a politically correct term, are looking to stay in the workforce because they feel they can still contribute. They don't feel the need to exit the workforce or retire. So how do?
But you're referring to specifically the healthcare
Well,
costs,
I think healthcare and benefit costs associated with that. Certainly, it's become a huge factor in a company's operations, and I know it's a tough question to deal with, but if you don't deal with it, the problem doesn't go away.
No, that's right.
And so,
that's right.
Do we start the dialogue and conversation now, and to think of
I don't think it's any surprise to anybody, employees of all ages, that clearly healthcare costs are out of control, and the benefits that are expected from employees, are going to have to be adjusted because that's just, we're seeing it. We're seeing it in the unions where we saw General Motors was paying more in retiree healthcare costs than parts for the cars. And clearly that can't continue. And I don't know of any organization that has retiree healthcare costs that's not an issue.
No, every organization.
So it's not we're doing something intentionally. And I guess I would always go back and use, an objective sampling of what we're seeing happening with Social Security. It wasn't designed to pay and be the primary source of income for 30 years. It just wasn't designed that way. When that 65 age mark was established, people were living 3 to 5 years after retirement. They weren't living 30 years. So we forget that 1935 when LBJ signed Medicare bill into play, we had annual costs in healthcare of $3 billion. The projected 12-year was $30 billion. It ended up being $107 billion. Yeah. They were off just a little bit, And so now we're facing Medicare costs of $2 trillion. So obviously there's extraordinary advances in healthcare that are enabling people to live long lives. It's good news, but it's bad news too, because they come at a very high cost. And so...
Well, as part of the solution, sort of your area of gerontology, where our companies should be educating their staffs about being physically fit, wellness programs being introduced, rewards for people who are part of wellness programs. So is that part of the conversation?
Listen, I'll never forget 30 years ago. I, as a young, blazing trailed gerontologist coming out, I could see that. And I'll tell you, in all honesty, it took 30 years for the financial industry to find me as a gerontologist and start talking. People just weren't ready to have these conversations. Now this industry has done an amazing job educating consumers. Great advertising and that kind of thing. But one of the things that I saw very clearly was we have to teach people. Certainly people know what they should be doing. They're just not doing it to stay healthy. And as one who analyzes trends, I look at that and say, why would that be? Why would people not take care of themselves when they know it's going to benefit them to do so? And I truly believe it's because of the extraordinary breakthroughs in healthcare. Now everybody thinks that they can just annihilate their bodies and expects the healthcare system to fix it. So we have a whole different mentality that's going on here. So yeah, I do think that we need to be more involved in that, and I think there need to be some perks. I think in all aspects of insurance, there need to be gold stars to those people who drive safely, drink moderately, keep weight in control, exercise, have those types of things. Absolutely. And you know what? Hey, non-smokers should be rewarded. Smokers should pay a higher cost. That's just the American way.
Well, I know insurance companies take that into consideration, but then should employers then think about doing some things on their side of the fence in terms of
to provide them?
Well, to provide programs, but also to encourage and incentivize people.
I think so. I think that here again, man, it's a slippery slope, and we're blazing new trails. There's no roadmap here, so we're just going to have to kind of step back, take a look at what our options are, collectively get some input from all people within the organization, and see what ends up working. And I think we can take lead from what we're already seeing being done.
This has
what
certainly been
happens.
an interesting conversation on
An
a
interesting
topic that
journey.
hopefully a journey that our members will be going down, and hopefully from this that they will start to take heed and start to do something on the front end as opposed to the back end.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, and I think props go to you and this organization. No, really, because there aren't very many that bring out the type of seekers you guys did today, and to really kind of get these people to think differently and really take a look at what they're doing. And that partnership and the relationship that they have with their clients and employees is so valuable and so important. So good for you. Good
Well,
for
Kelly,
you.
thank you so much for taking time to
Always
come
a
and chat
pleasure.
with us
Always a
about this. I
pleasure.
think this is
Thank
going
you.
to be great.
Thank you for what you're doing.